Hello to you, members of the Republic of South Africa. Today, this panel comes before you to discuss a very important issue. The Minister of Education of South Africa is contemplating on cutting off public expenditure on the education system and moving towards a fee-based system and contribution from the parents. And the decision to do this is split into two camps. Some parents are in support of this argument and others are not in support of this argument. So as a consultant team, what we've done today, want to present to you the advantages of moving to a fee-based system and the disadvantages of doing so. Over to you, my mates.
Okay. The disadvantages, as we all currently know, South Africa is one of the countries with the highest inequality and illiteracy rates in the world. There are people in South Africa who can't even afford a proper meal. Now, these people send their children to school without having to pay a fee. If the government cuts that, they won't be able to afford to send their children to school, which means that their children will be now in the streets with nothing to do but more time for them to be, increasing crime rates and, increasing illiteracy and inequality as well. So that's one of the major disadvantages of moving to a fee-based system. Another point is, with less educated citizens of South Africa, they will be less productive, which means that the growth of the country's GDP will be not as high as it should be. And also, when it comes to moving to fee-based system, South Africa is also one of the most corrupt countries within the continental Africa. The money will not be used efficiently within the school systems. Some of it will not be seen, and there won't be any major changes if nothing is done about that. And also, according to the National Longitude Study, a year of education increases life expectancy by 0.18 years, which means the less people educated, the higher the mortality rate is in South Africa. I'm going to move over to my colleague here who will talk about the advantages.
So you've heard the disadvantages of moving towards such a policy. However, on the other hand, there are also many advantages that we as a consultancy team have highlighted. Firstly, we believe that one of the biggest advantage is parent participation. Of course, if parents are paying for education, they will be naturally inclined, to participate and making sure that their children are receiving the best education possible. Of course, the government will now have more money to invest in the quality of education, so more books, bigger libraries. Teachers will also be held accountable. As my colleague mentioned, we have a big issue in South Africa, big issue of corruption. So moving towards a fee-based system could help tackle that issue. And of course, in the case of South Africa, it might help reduce the high repetition rate. As you know, at the moment in South Africa, the number of students repeating schools every year is increasing dramatically. So, of course, more money, better education, the likelihood of a percentage of students repeating school will decrease. Improved facilities for schools. As we mentioned, the government will have more money to invest in the facilities. Parents will be participating. So these are just some of, quite briefly, some of the most important issues that we've mentioned and we deem as important.
So it is up to you, members of the South African Republic, to decide what is more important to you, especially the parents, on which way to go: a more educated minority or a more less educated majority. Thank you.